Hello, welcome to Ascension Arcana Tarot. This is Christine with a weekly reading for the week of August 10th. As always, this is a general collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Hope you guys are doing well and enjoying your day. God, what messages do you have for the folks in this collective? King of Wands. He is the king of right now. It's a Leo king. I'm drawn to his yellow. It's like a color of joy and good fortune in the tarot, is that bright yellow. I'm just like really drawn to that right now. What else do you want to say? There we go. The Ace of Wands and the Magician. All right, now I'm super drawn to the fact that literally all three of these is like someone's hand with a wand in it. That's pretty cool. So the energy, I won't be surprised if we get a bunch of yellow in this reading. That's what I'm feeling here. The energy of this King of Wands, he has that feeling to me where he seems like he's like about to go do something. I feel like he's like about to kind of get the momentum to like get up out of his throne. The Ace of Wands and the Magician is very much a new beginning that you are calling in and like actively creating. So if you're in this collective, you are very actively working on manifesting something. And in that Ace of Wands, for me, it's always like a sign of a creative new beginning. I feel that feeling of it being blessed. I'm like drawn to the hand here. So kind of the hand of the divine, maybe helping you out with some aspects of this new beginning. I'm also feeling that it's very balanced. So I'm drawn on the Magician to the fact that he has all four elements here on his table. So he has the swords, the wands, the cups, and the pentacles. That he's using all of those elements in order to create his dreams come true, right? Like he's very actively creating his manifestation. I love that. What else do you have to say for the folks in this collective here? The Four of Wands. That's sweet. That's very wandy. This is like a very wandy reading. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, and again, like the yellow, I knew that was going to come out with a bunch of yellow. I feel like that energy is just saying that you're creating something beautiful, joyful, that you're going to be celebrating. And remembering, yeah, we had another Wands, the Six of Wands, remembering that you're like co-creating that with the universe, right? The Six of Wands is a card of victory. So this is lovely. And the Wands is very much a suit of like willpower, right? Like it's very much a suit of you are like actively creating something, you're actively doing something to create like a situation or whatever, an outcome on the earth. So this is like a really fortunate feeling energy. I love this. This feels like very current. I'm just drawn to the fact that the King of Wands is like a Leo king. So I'm gonna, after Leo is what, Virgo? What does it start on, like the 20th? So this feels like a kind of a current energy that's maybe in like the next 10 or 11 days or whatever, until we switch into Virgo season here. But yeah, this is really sweet. And we have the Magician and the Ace of Wands. So we have some big cards here, but this, because these guys are minor arcana, it does feel to me like something that you are like really creating. Like this is a creation of yours, and I feel like you're going to feel really proud about it when it happens. It's a really sweet energy. It almost feels to me like sometimes I get this energy where I feel like it's almost like this like, oh, I did it. Like it almost reinforces your belief in like what's possible, what you can do, and in your own power, like in your creative power. I feel like that's this energy. It's like literally saying to me, you know, here during Leo season, you're taking some action, you're co-creating a new beginning that's sort of guided by the universe or supported by the universe, right? This is you in that active creation mode. This is the joyful thing that you've created, and this is you celebrating it and feeling really proud of yourself. And that Six of Wands can be like a that card of like community recognition or like public recognition. So it may be the case that you're like receiving some sort of public recognition outside of yourself, and other people are saying to you like, hey, great job, nice going. Keeping in line with the yellow theme, we have the sun here. I feel like it's exactly what I'm saying. Like the sun is this like beautiful radiant energy of success and victory and just like celebrating that, right? I really am feeling that feeling again of being proud. And I don't mean pride coming from like an ego place. I mean just really like this deep, pure, beautiful satisfaction of like, yes, like I was in my power and I worked on manifesting this thing and then it happened, right? And just recognizing like I created that by my energy, by my will, by my choice. It feels like a really nice energy of just recognizing and claiming that. The Queen of Wands and the Eight of Cups. So we have the King and the Queen of Wands. That's a divine pair. So that's really sweet to see them both together like that. Again, with the yellow, that I'm so into the yellow in this reading. Sorry, like even these sad cards, all that like my inner eye can focus on is like the yellow and the gold. It's just really brilliant. Sorry, I'm like a little distracted by the energy. So the Queen of Wands is, again, that's a similar energy to the King of Wands, where it's all about creativity, willpower, that beautiful creation energy, right? She's a very positive queen. She's really optimistic, and I'm very drawn to that energy from her. I love that she is holding the sunflower here, and then in the sun card, there's like these sunflowers behind him in the garden. So I'm really feeling their energy linked. Just around like that positivity and that success. It's really beautiful. I feel like these two cards energetically go a little bit more together. We have the Eight of Cups and the Five of Cups. So both of these cards have like a sadness to them. The story of the Eight of Cups, right, is that he has spent some significant emotional resources in order to build this cup, but he's in a point where he's recognizing, build this wall. I think I said build this cup. He built this wall out of cups, right? But kind of while he's in the process of building the wall, he's suddenly realizing this wall doesn't resonate for me anymore. This is not what I want. This is not how I want to be spending my resources. And he is walking away in the hopes that there's going to be something better. Little does he know that the next card is the Nine of Cups, right? Which is like this beautiful wish card of his great satisfaction that his wishes came true. Here with the Five of Cups, he has spilled these 3 cups that have wine in them, but there are 2 cups behind him, and it's really sticking out to me that these 2 cups are kind of like the 2 cups that are missing here. So I feel like if you are in this collective and this is resonating for you at all, anywhere that you are stuck on any sort of feeling of like past failure or like depression, pessimism, anywhere that you feel like maybe you've made a mistake or you've lost out on something, I feel like your job here is to turn around and look at those 2 cups. That's like the missing piece, right? There's something, it's almost like you're focusing your energy on the wrong thing. You're kind of focusing on how things didn't work out instead of the fact that you get to leave behind all that burdensome, heavy energy of things not working out, and you get to move forward in a much lighter energy of like whatever blessings are in these 2 cups. And I feel like that's the Queen of Wands. She's like oriented towards them, right? It's like she's trying to teach them that lesson because she has, I feel like she knows that lesson, right? She's mastered that. She's sitting there in her sunny optimism, really peaceful while she's looking at them. This is a funny energy. Let me feel this for a minute. Feels like defensiveness against ego. This is reminding me of moments in my spiritual journey where I have felt like I was like shadow boxing with ego or like shadow boxing with God, which is not productive and also just not how God works, right? Like God, source, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is not an energy that fights with you. So I feel like if you're in this collective, you may be sort of in this fighting energy, right? Where you feel like you have to fight to kind of maybe hold on to whatever these disappointments are. Maybe there's some secondary benefit that you're gaining from that, where you feel like you have to like justify, you know, the time, attention, the energy. One example that's coming up to kind of explain this energy, and this doesn't necessarily have to be the case for you, right? It's just an example to explain the energy. Feels like being in like a mediocre relationship, right? And maybe you've been in it for like a year, which is probably, you know, 364 days too long, right? But it's almost like you feel like you have to justify why you remained in this mediocre relationship. So there's like a part of you that's a little bit acting out of ego, trying to say like, well, I needed to be in the relationship because of this, or well, you know, that person was, you know, did X, Y, Z for me or whatever. I feel like the message of the 10 of Swords is just to let it die. Like same with these guys, right? It's kind of a similar message. Instead of fighting for them, this feels like an energy that's very out of alignment with your highest good. This feels like a big energy leak. Like this guy right here, he's not fighting for those 8 cups. He's just walking away on to the next thing. This guy here, he's focusing on the 3 cups, but he's not fighting about them, right? He kind of just needs to get a change in perspective and move on to the 2 cups that he does have. So this feels to me kind of like an ego death, where maybe there's a place where you're kind of defending somewhere that you have invested time, money, energy, anything like that, right? Just tell ego to go away. Like, I think the message of this is it's okay to just change your mind. It's okay to change your mind and let something new in, you know? It's okay to change your mind, change your path. It's not a big deal. I don't know why, but I felt like pulling a 4th row. I don't usually do that. So here's our cards. We have, like, again with the yellow cards, I just love this. This energy is like, I hope the like sunshine of this gold is like radiating to you in the camera. Where are my, there they are. The 9 of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, and the Chariot. So the 9 of Pentacles is basically someone who is very satisfied. She has like all of her earthly needs met. And the 9 of Wands, I feel like, is similar to that defensive energy that I was just talking about. But I feel like the Chariot here is showing kind of moving on from that, right? So it's really interesting to me because both of these cards have been similar, that they're kind of behind a wall in a way. And actually, so does this Sun card. But yeah, there's like a feeling to me of being a little bit like closed in or like walled off. So I don't know how that will resonate for you guys. It will probably be different for everyone, but I'm feeling the energy of the Chariot as very much getting free of that. So you can even see in this card, the city walls are back behind him, but he's traveling away from that. He's traveling away from the walls. I'm really drawn to him as like an energy of moving into freedom and really doing it with a lot of determination. It's beautiful. And I feel like that determination sort of links back like to the Magician, right? Like if you're manifesting something, you have to have, you know, a significant amount of discipline. You're kind of keeping yourself in the mindset of, yes, this is possible. Yes, I can do this, right? And keeping your focus on the things that you're manifesting. And really overcoming like this ego noise of that 10 of Swords. Do you have anything else you want to say? Hold your vision, fixed moon. That's beautiful. I feel like we got that in the last reading that I used these cards. Yeah, I feel like that's what I was just saying. It's around that sort of mental discipline. So I feel like that's the universe right now saying, yes, that's a very important message here, that if you're in this collective, don't let those ego doubts, don't let that defensiveness or this sort of sadness or pessimism kind of suck you down, right? Whatever was not working out for you in the past, just trust that it's okay to just let it go, no matter what you've invested in it. Like, it's literally not worth you investing another second in or another dollar in, right? Like, just let it go and allow yourself to kind of move on to the next thing. It's this guy. Your commitment is being tested. Yeah, I feel like that's very similar to that hold your vision card. Like, how committed are you to making your manifestation come true? The magician is like he's like this steely, determined, like single-minded energy, right? And that's actually very similar to the chariot as well. Got two more. It's time to give rather than take, and a fiery climax approaches. It's funny, I had mentioned Virgo. So I do feel like there's a timing element here, and I don't always talk about that, but depending on whoever watches this, there might be a timing element there for you. It's a time to give rather than take. I feel like it's just about giving to yourself. Like, how do I say this? This ego energy, this defensiveness, this kind of fixating on any like regrets, right? That is taking from you. The thing that's giving to you is that determination, that optimism here, this complete celebration of like the sun and the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands. Those energies are giving to you. They're feeding you. They're what's fueling your manifestation, right? It's beautiful. And I feel like this fiery climax approaching is like you approaching your dreams coming true, whatever this manifestation is for you that's coming in. And I feel just having trust and kind of surrendering that, like, even if you haven't seen the results of it yet, it is on its way and it's safe to trust that. This is a really cool reading. I hope that this was helpful, and I hope to see you guys in my next reading. Bye.